Hello everyone. Before I show you how I migrated this data into Monday.com, let's quickly talk about what data migration actually means. Data migration is simply the process of moving data from one system, platform, or storage location to another. And in this video, I'm going to be moving data from Excel sheet into Monday.com. To do that, I'll need to create a new board, right? So this is me creating a new board. I'm going to be using this board for our practice. As you might think, okay, that's simple, just import the file and you're done. But it's not as easy as it sounds, okay? Because successful data migration isn't just about getting data from point A to point B. It's also about making sure the data remains accurate, complete, organized, and usable after migration. Now, before I migrate, I delete this every column that can be deleted on Monday.com. I say can be deleted because the very first column, which is this, cannot be deleted on Monday.com. Is used for mapping. I'll show you what I mean by that when I am migrating my data. All right, so this is me deleting every other column. On Monday.com, a board has different groups. You can see this group here, you can see this group, and groups have items. All right, so what I'll be migrating, the data migrating are actually items that will fill up the columns and the rows on this group. Now I've deleted every extra row and I left just I usually call it the parent row because it's the first row on Monday.com and it cannot be deleted. Now, the next thing I'll show or walk you through how is how to migrate the data from your Excel sheet. Before this, I already exported my Excel sheet as CSV to make it easy for me to import on Monday.com. There are two ways of importing to Monday.com. You can go through this method, click on these three dots here, and go to more actions, and then click on import items. But I don't go through that method because I feel like it's too long and unnecessary. So I just go through the CD drop down here on new item. I'll click on it and I'll click on import items. Once I click on this, it will ask me to drag or drop my CSV file. I'll click on browse. Remember, the goal is not just to migrate data, but to ensure that the data is migrated correctly. All right, so this is my Excel sheet that I've exported as CSV, so I'll click on it and open it. Now, after opening it, I want to ensure that I map the column. Mapping is important because it ensures that every column is where it's supposed to be. Every item is on the row it's supposed to belong to. So how do I map? I map with that first column that I could not delete, which is called item. So I'll select it here and then click out. All right, after doing that, I'll click on continue. I'll now select update matches and choose column, that same column that I want to map it to, which is item. This item is not, is just it's just the name that comes with it when you open money.com, but you can actually change them to whatever. If I change them from item to product, what is to show me here is product. If I change it to practice, what I'll have here is practice. Okay, so do not worry about this item and think you're expected to see item every single time. As when I've changed the name from item to another name, that is what you'll be seeing here. Okay, so I'll click on start imports and I'll wait for it to, all right, you can see it, project task management, which is the name of my CSV file, is already here. So I'm waiting, meaning that it's importing it into this group. Remember what I had there before was group title. Now it has changed that group title to project task management. Under here, I see having group title. All right, now it has populated my data into the columns. But can you see, I do not have this data as it's expected to be on Monday.com. Remember I said that Monday.com has different column types. This is a status column type. A status column type is a single select column, and it's expected to have colors. Not started, in progress, and completed, on hold is supposed to be in colors, but I don't have them in colors here. And that means that this data right now, the integrity is not as it should be. So what do? I'll click on these three dots and then go to change column type and look for status column. Now, do I have it here? Yes, I have it. I'll click on the status and wait for it to populate. Now I'll check the existing data to see if it corresponds. Now we have not started here, not started, in progress, in progress, in progress, in progress, not started, not started, completed as completed. All right, this shows that my data integrity was maintained and it was changed to the right column type successfully. I'll simply click on keep it. When I click on keep it, this particular column will disappear, leaving the right column. Just watch it happen. Can you see? I no longer have it. The original column can be restored from recycle bin. All right, so now I have the correct status. Now, here I have priority. Priority on Monday.com comes with colors. For high, for medium, for critical, for low, different color. But you can see right now it doesn't have color here. So that means there's a problem because it's supposed to be a priority column. A priority column on Monday.com is also a single select. What I mean by single select is I can only select one item at a time. I cannot select two items at a time. Now, how do I solve this problem? Let's go the same route we pass through while fixing that of status column. I'll click on the three dots and I'll come to change column type and I'll select priority. We do not have priority here. Now that's the problem. But don't worry, it's a fixable problem. Now I'll still go back to these three dots and click. What I'll do now is add column to the right. Instead of change column type, I'll select add column to the right and then come to more column and search for priority. I'll click add to board. What I'm about to show you now is the problem solving part. All right, this was easy, right? But this is where it becomes a bit technical, because right now we don't have that in the option, and we have to have find a workaround. All right, now I didn't want to go through hundreds of records individually. Imagine having to start typing high, high here, medium, medium here, high, high, medium, medium. Imagine I have like 1,000 records. That would take up a lot of my time. Don't you think so? So instead of doing that, I'm using filtering to identify the records I need to work on and handle them in bulk. Now, let me demonstrate the actual filtering process. If I click here, you can see priority column already comes with these colors, like I said. High is here, medium is here, low is here, and I have critical, which I also have here as one of my options. Now, how do I make this column to be exactly what I want here? Now, that is what we call bulk filtering. I'll go to filter and click on this drop down. Now, bulk filtering will allow me to isolate the records that need attention instead of manually checking everything one row at a time. Now, I'll select column. What column do I need to work on? The priority column, right? Under contain, I'll change this contain to is. So I'm asking it to filter when priority is what? I'll select the first priority, which is high. I'll now tick all these boxes. Once I check all the boxes, now you can see that my data only filtered high. So everything I have here is high. Instead of now manually inputting high one by one, I'll just simply click on one of those rows and click on high, and it populates everywhere. Now we have high here, right? So we're going to do the same process for every other priority level of this data. I'll go back to my filtering. I'll change, sorry about that. I'll change the high, I'll move the high and replace it with the next one, which is medium. I'll check the boxes and then I'll select medium. And I have medium everywhere, right? Now I go back. Let's do the same for the next priority level, which is critical. I'll check all the boxes. Then I'll just select one of the boxes and select critical. And I have it everywhere. Then let's do it for the last one. Same process. Sorry about that. What's happening here? Sorry, guys. Okay, so I'll click out and select the next one, which is low, which is the last priority level. And then I'll check all the boxes. Repeat the same process all over again. All right. Now, when I'm done, I'll close the filter, which is this X. I'll click on it and have all my data together. Can you see what happened here? Now, my data is replicated here with the integrity maintained. I have high here, I have high. I have critical here, critical, medium, medium. All I have here is exactly what I have here without having to do that manually one by one. I did that under few minutes, saved a lot of time. Now that I have what I need, I no longer need this column, so I'll simply delete it, okay? So let's work on one more column. Now we have departments. Department is just like priority. It's a status, a single select column. So I'm going to, the same process I did on priority is what I'm going to do on department. For the sake of time, I won't be working on that. Now let's look at due date. Due date is as a test column, and it's supposed to be a date column. So what do? I click on these three dots and confirm if I have that option under change column type. Oh yes, I do. I'll click on it and wait for it, patiently wait for it to duplicate the data in the correct column type. And then select keep it. You can see the difference. Oh, I was fast to delete, but I'm sure you probably saw the difference. All right, so that's due date. Then for budgets, see these budgets. Take note of something. I don't have the total amount, right? Because it's not on the budget column. It's on a short text column, and I need it to be on the budget column. So what do? I come here, I go to change column type, and I select numbers. Okay, you can also see currency, but right now there's no currency, so we'll work with numbers. So we'll select numbers and wait for it to duplicate here. All right, so we'll select keep it. Now, for us to have it as you can see, let's scroll down. We still don't have the total, right? Okay, now data is out here, 1,6,800, but it's only on top that we have the dollar sign. What if I want the dollar sign on every single row? What do? I come here and I go to settings, right? And I go to customize number column and I select what currency I want, which is dollars. I'll select it and you see, can you see it everywhere? And even the total, the sum is having that. Now let's work on the next one, which is tags, right? Now, tags is supposed to come with colors, but you can see that the tags here do not have colors. So what do? I have to make sure that these tags have colors by changing the column type, right? So tags, we have tags here, yeah, we do. All right, so it's going to duplicate this data in the right format it's expected to be. All right, so we just wait it out and yeah, keep it. Can you see the difference? Now it has colors. All right, so you can repeat the same process for email. For phone number, let me work on phone number. Phone numbers on Monday.com come with the country code, the country flag color, right? So, but this one doesn't have the country color. I can't tell what country phone number is this just by looking at it. But Monday.com is built in such a way that just by looking at the phone number, you can tell what country it is because of the flag, right? So what do? I have to change this column to number column, to phone column, Right. Okay. Yeah, we have phone column. So I'll select it and then wait for it to duplicate. And then you see what the difference is. All right, can you see it came with a Nigerian flag telling you that this number is a Nigerian number, and instead of 80, it came with 080, which is the correct, the accurate number format for a Nigerian number. I'll click on keep it, and now I have the correct data the way it's supposed to be. All right. So for notes, this note came as a short text. You can see there are no spaces here, right? You can see there are no spaces because it came as a short text. I want it to be a long text, a paragraph. So I can write paragraphs or long sentences. So what do? I click here and I change the column type to long text. We have long text. Yes, I do. I'll click on it and wait for it to duplicate. You will see the difference between this column and this column when it's after it duplicates. All right, can you see the spaces showing you that or telling you that you can still add more items? You can still write as much as you want over here. So I'll click on keep it and then go to the next one. Now, the last two columns are the same type of columns. Why do I say so? You can see that I have more than one item on this column, right? Web design, SEO, marketing, copywriting, CRM, AI automation, even here I have startup and e-commerce. This tells me that this is supposed to be a drop-down column. A drop-down column is a multi-select column on Monday.com. But this is not a drop-down column, and that is why it's not showing me that I have, because a normal drop-down column will show me web design 2 plus, telling me that it's web design with 2 other items that are on this row. But right now it's not showing me that because it's on a text column. So I need to change it to a drop down column. So I'll go back to this place, click on change column type, find drop down. You can see drop down here, right? Let's wait for it to replicate or duplicate so you see exactly what I was trying to explain to you. All right, can you see it? Can you see the format is now different from this? All right, so you can work on this by yourself when practicing. You can practice as much as you want. All right, but this is just a simple way I migrate data from Excel sheets into Monday.com. Data migration to me isn't just moving data, it's making sure the data still works when it gets there. All right, I hope you learned something new. If you did, I would love to hear your comments in the comment section. I would love to read your comments in the comment section. All right, have a wonderful day.